I'm gonna need y'all to get better at this argument.
Okay, 50
That
years ago,
sounded
could you
like
do
you were
what you're doing
trying to
now?
threaten me by saying, hey, if our patriarchy worked better and we weren't so deeply embedded in capitalism to where we can't afford our system, so we need women to work, thus women are able to leverage their rights, you wouldn't be able to talk. But because of the fact that we live in this country, that we need women to work in order to maintain the system, because we haven't figured out that quite literally capitalism is eating the possibility of patriarchy here in the United States, we're just going to go ahead and try to weaponize other versions of patriarchy against you to make you feel like you have some rights here, so you'll be thankful about it and shut up. I won't do that.
Because I do think it's interesting how when it comes to like this conversation about value, whereas men literally have to be taught to pursue women, and we are taught to pursue women. We're like a lot of a lot of everything that we're taught is about women. Whereas when it comes to the other side, when it comes to women, women have 3,000, 4,000 men who are interested in them and they've done nothing for it, right? They don't have to do anything for it. You can be walking outside and you can think that you're the ugliest day you've ever walked outside, and men will still approach you and want something that you have. Um, so I just think it's interesting about this conversation, when we aren't acknowledging that, like, everything is going, not everything, but when it comes to dating, it's going to be handed to you on a silver platter. And that's okay, right? It's just how it is. Like, we're not complaining about that. But I just want to acknowledge the difference here, you know, when it comes to like just like that's given a blatant representation of value, like versus men and women, especially specifically in the dating market.
So your point is women gain value just by existing, right? Is
They
that
don't
what you're
have,
saying?
because she made, it was a point made earlier
In
that
the
women
dating
have to
market.
learn how to do this and women have to learn how to do that, and they have to learn personality and these type of things. And my pushback is that they don't have to learn anything. They don't have to learn personality. They don't have to learn how to treat a man. They damn sure don't learn how to pursue a man. They don't think that they should ever be pursuing a man. They don't think that, men pursue them, and that's fine. But yeah, that's just the point I was making.
So that's, once again, that would be a false equivalence, because quite literally, even though y'all love Amara, y'all don't be listening to that girl. That's crazy. Because what she quite literally just said was she was taught how to behave around men since she was 7, a wee lad. She was taught how to behave around men. That would be conditioning a personality. That would be conditioning a way to act, so that when that man does approach, he gets something back from you that he deems to be appropriate, and he continues that pursuit. So even though you asked the incorrect question, you asked a question that was meant for men, but you asked it to women. You said, when were you taught how to approach men? And that's why you got the answer. We were not taught how to approach men, which would be a correct answer. However, if you were taught, when were you conditioned and groomed how to act around men, we would have probably answered it differently, because once again, we both get taught things. It's not that the women are just sitting here as feral children for 18 years and then all of a sudden you now go on a date. No, you also are conditioned just like a boy is. The only difference is a boy is conditioned to chase and a woman is conditioned to be chased. It's still conditioning. You asked the wrong question, sir.
Why did Amber catch a stray when she's gone? You called that young lady
You'll be
a
okay.
lad. You don't call women lads; they're lasses. But that's fucked up.
Yeah, sure. You'll be okay.
That's cool.
I don't know why that's the part you got from what I was trying to say.
No, I just wanted to highlight the sneak this.
Lassie, you okay?
That's all.
That's it. Sure.
You didn't say it when she was up here.
You good enough? You got it.
But when you ask, like, will people learn how to like pursue or
court? Can we let the guy who asked the question respond to what I was saying though?
I was responding to him though. I don't think that he was going to respond to you because you didn't say anything. My bad.
No, actually,
but if
you didn't allow him to.
Like, how long did it take them to what age they learn to pursue?
Yeah,
I don't learn they pursue. If you say what age you learn how to treat men, I think the answer would have been different. What way, or ask men what age did they learn how to? What to expect from women is how far they were treated. You get very different answers.
I think that you're very intelligent, but what you're doing is not bringing men closer to you to greater understanding. You're repelling them with what you do. I don't think it's helpful. I think you're very smart, but to what means? What do you hope to accomplish with that back and forth? It's actually repelling me. Because if I saw you and how you spoke, you're a beautiful black woman, I'd be like, I'll pass, and you wouldn't even know it. If I took you on a date, I'd have been check please and gone, because the instruction that you're giving, it gives license to what I said earlier. Men don't want that. Men are simple. You can talk to us in a certain type of way where you can get a greater effect. What you're doing is not very effective. As for having somebody really get your point, they'll want to fight it. I think that you have great qualities because I've watched a couple of shows, but I don't think you have to grandstand as much as you do. You are intelligent. You don't need to keep proving it and beating a dead horse. As for this topic right here, come on, we do better. We're all adults. We know what will work and what doesn't. As for the comments, it should be a concern because a lot of women have these outcomes and they're lonely playing the game by not doing it the way the instruction book says so. The patriarchy is the thing that allows you to speak this way, pretty. If you were in a Yemen or some other country and you spoke the way you spoke, what would be the end? It wouldn't be kind. So the patriarchy works. And if you're biblical, God, man, woman, child. Which one of the 14 parishes you grew up in? I'm not sure. Maybe you will tell me. But I see inherent value in you. You just need to turn down the volume a little bit. I'll drop it there.
It's very eloquent, Kenny.
So
Good shit, Kenny.
I'm gonna say this: telling me the patriarchy works and then bringing up a better version of patriarchy where women have even less rights is not a flex. That was
less
dumb.
rights now.
No, that was dumb. That was dumb. That was dumb. No, Buki, that was dumb.
I'm not your Buki. My name is Ken.
Right? Like, so here's the thing. You brought up another version of a strict patriarchy. Women have even less rights. To give me an example of how the patriarchy works. I'm gonna need y'all to get better at this argument.
Okay, 50 years ago,
like you were trying to threaten me by saying, hey, if our patriarchy worked better and we weren't so deeply embedded in capitalism to where we can't afford our system, so we need women to work, thus women are able to leverage their rights, you wouldn't be able to talk. But because of the fact that we live in this country, that we need women to work in order to maintain the system, because we haven't figured out that quite literally capitalism is eating the possibility of patriarchy here in the United States. We're just going to go ahead and try to weaponize other versions of patriarchy against you to make you feel like you have some rights here, so you'll be thankful about it and shut up. I won't do that.
No one wishes to take away your voice.
Kenny, I think women should understand that the patriarchy, like women who think, act, and can conduct themselves like her, I will give her benefit of the doubt in saying that she's just as insufferable in real life. The patriarchy is why men aren't punching her in her face. The patriarchy is why no one is doing anything to her when she does these disrespectful attacks and slights and sarcasm, because the patriarchy has told men that you don't hit women no matter what. So I definitely think that she likes patriarchy in that sense, because if she didn't, and man resulted to their base nature and their base instincts, she wouldn't talk like this. None of y'all would. Women wouldn't be talking to men crazy. Women wouldn't be doing all this sass and stuff because they'd be getting slapped in their mouth. So you brought up what happens in Yemen to highlight a consequence of the way she acts in America. Because if she was over there, those men are allowed to beat their women. Those men are taught to beat their women for disrespect because they are in charge of what those women do. That's why you brought up what happens in Yemen. I understand that, but when we try to say, well, you brought up something that was, a bad example of
she said dumb. She said dumb and called me Buki.
Sorry, dumb. That's the point. Like this is the point. Like y'all keep responding to the stuff she's saying, champ. Just let her talk, because what's going to happen is like you gave her flowers. When Shaq or somebody clip this, they're gonna get on you too, because they're only gonna see that 3 minute span, right? And they're gonna see you trying to give her flowers, like the same thing Mont does sometimes. but mine is calculated with it. You end up in these clips giving her flowers, they're gonna think you as batshit crazy as she is. That's why I said you don't have to respond to everything.
So Willie, at the end of the day, the same patriarchy and the man stuff that we're taught, if she was in danger, I would have to put my life on the line to protect her.
No, you would not.
No, you wouldn't.
I think it's really funny that Willie keeps saying he's not going to respond to me, but he responds every time.
I'm responding to Kenny
while saying he's not responding to me. Like,
okay,
every single time I talk,
Willie's like, so the thing is that what you gotta remember as I pick up my soda and drink more 200 calories at 12 a.m. is what you need to remember is stop responding to these women. So while I take in calories after the sun has gone down, I'm gonna tell you, you need to stop responding to these women. Stop responding to these women.
Every single time I talk. How about one of the times you practice what you preach and stop responding to me?
So Willie, to answer to you, I would.
Not your phone. I get it.
Willie, speaking to you, I would, because I come from a place where my cloth is, even though a woman may be a little bit long at the tooth and behave a certain type of way, you still protect your village. Good, bad, or indifferent. So now
this is where we disagree, Kenny.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we have.
We protect the sheep and lamb. We don't protect the hyenas.